Okay guys, welcome to the feeding of the penguins. Nice to see so many people here enjoying the nice Norwegian summer weather. This is the best we get. Okay, English speaking visitors, raise a hand, let me see you. Okay, it's most of you, so I'm going to take this entire thing in English now. These are our humboldt penguins. They are the only animal we have here at Alesund that is not native to Norway. These guys are actually from Chile and Peru. And the reason why we have them is because Alesund is part of a breeding program or a red list program. So we take in a couple of endangered species, try to make them reproduce, and eventually maybe reintroduce them to the wild. I would love to say to you guys right now that the breeding program is working perfectly and they're all living happily in the world now. That's not the case. These guys are still endangered, and by the looks of it, it's not getting better at the moment. But these guys are doing great. We started with 12 6 years ago, and now we have 31. So the individuals that are living here are doing fine. The reason why these guys are endangered is mainly because of two things. The first one, and I'm sorry to say it, this is not very intelligent animals. They have big problems adapting to new situations, and they are very easy prey for predators such as sea lions, and sharks and eagles and those kinds of animals. The second reason why they're endangered is because of human-made climate change. Where these guys originally live in Chile and Peru, they're affected by a seasonal storm called El Niño, which is a storm that only grows stronger the warmer the climate gets. So when us humans make the climate warmer, the storm gets stronger and destroys their natural habitat and hatching places. So that's kind of a problem for these guys. These are, of course, penguins, so they're flightless birds, but they use their wings to swim, and they're very strong swimmers with strong wings, which makes them one of the fastest penguins we have in the world. I think they're the second fastest species of penguin. And they mainly base their hunting strategy on using speed. They can't hold their breath for very long, approximately 3 to 5 minutes. So they base their hunting strategy on speed on the water. So they find a fish and then they swim fast after it, and then catch it and up to the surface to breathe and to eat. These guys are not very good, not very adapted to life on land. They have these claws on the end of their feet, but they're mainly used for hunting. But they also use them to get a grip on rocky surfaces, such as the one that they're on right now. But since they don't have the best balance and they're very vulnerable when they're on land, they spend almost 90% of their time in the water. Another difficulty with these guys is that they're not very easy to tell apart from each other. I don't think so, and the penguins don't do it either. And penguins are of a species of bird that breed for life. So that combination of breeding with another penguin for life and not being able to tell the difference from penguins, it kind of makes for some tricky situations sometimes. For example, in this house, we have 2 male penguins that live together and been living together for a couple of years now. Of course, that's nice, but it doesn't produce many eggs out of that. And when penguins don't have their eggs, they get kind of weird. They can kind of seem like they're depressed. They stop eating, they start fighting each other. So what we do to combat that here at Będąc is that during the nesting season from April to May, we put small golf balls into their houses, so they have something to lay on top of, and that seems to do the trick. As I was saying earlier, they're not the smartest animals in the world, so as long as they have something that kind of resembles an egg, they're completely fine. They don't seem to care. Of course, it doesn't make a little golf ball penguin baby out of it, but as long as they have something to lay on top of, they don't seem to care. there are a way you can identify them from each other, and that are these dots they have on their belly. If you see, if you look closely, all of them have different patternation of the dots on their belly, and that is kind of like the penguin's fingerprint. But of course it's not very easy, there are a lot of dots, and there's not too easy to separate from each other, so we don't have names, and we can't give them different personalities from the penguins. But we have one penguin here. Let's see if I can find her. Her name is Margot, and she has pink feet, and therefore we can tell them apart from each other. And she is the mother of most of the penguins that live here. She is, I think she have had 10 babies here. So she is one of the oldest penguins we have here, and one of the few that we can kind of recognize from her behavior. She's a lot calmer than most of the other penguins. Today all the penguins were very, very calm actually, but Margot is a bit different in that case. Normally these guys, I think it might have something to do with the weather, but they were very inactive today. Usually they're standing all around me here and biting me and being very annoying. But today they were kind of calm, so I still have a lot of food here in my bucket. But it doesn't seem like they want. Come on, please, man. We want them to eat all of the food that we provide for them, so they get kind of so they get the same amount every day. And of course there's a lot of penguins in here, so we won't be able to get to all of them in one day. But as long as the bucket is empty, there should be enough food in circulation for all of them to get a mouthful. But I think maybe the rainy weather and the winds is making them more wanting to just take it easy today. Är du uppe helt matta? Ja? Ska du vara lite? Ja? Nej? Det var några. No. It doesn't seem like they're too interested today. Okay, then I'll wrap it up here so we can all go inside and get food. I don't want him being here. You're not part of the show. Okay, are there any questions? We can take them now. Yes. They swim kind of like the same way a bird would fly. So they use their wings to flap underwater, and you see that they're formed in they are formed kind of like a torpedo. So underwater they get practically no water resistance when they're swimming, so they can get a lot of speed. And then they use their wings to flap out. Like you can see this guy right here, he's flapping his wings this way and pushing water backwards, so that he can get propelled forward. So that's how they swim. Okay, any more questions? Nothing? Okay then. In about 20 minutes, I'll be feeding the otters over there. Don't miss it. They're very cute and fluffy. So I'll see you guys then. Thank you.